Only thing we're gonna do in this video is talk catless. And before I do that, let me give you a quick pull. All right, guys, that's how you kick the video off. Let's go ahead and drop the intro. All right, guys, gonna be full POV on this one, straight POV all the way through. So, you know, my car is catless, full cat back, and you get a lot of questions about daily drive on a car that is fully catless. So today, it's gonna be very eargasmic. You're gonna hear a lot of straight Scat Pack 392 Hemi sounds, full catless and all that. And take you for a ride and tell you how it is, man. Full POV, like I said. Open the door because we're about to start the car and you don't want to die and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get in the car. So what we got, you see the beautiful red and black seats here, courtesy of custom interior there. So let's go and hop in the car. And it's been a while since I gave you guys a POV, and we're gonna wind down the windows because we need the full effect of how this car sounds just like a beast. So let me wind down the windows here first, turn down the music because we don't want any copyright strike. Woo! Gosh, love that sound. Now before we pull off, this is mandatory what we're going to have to do here. So let's go ahead and hit drive modes. We're going to go track. We're going to go track here, bump it over to manual because I love using the paddle shifters here, and let's roll. All right, guys, we are now on the road here, and the weather is amazing. This that weather we get. Yes, sir. This the time of year when it's right after summer, it starts cooling down and it's getting the fall here. So it feels really, really, really good outside. We got all the windows down. I want you to hear exactly how this car sounds and whatnot. And gonna let y'all know how it feels to daily drive a catless 392. Now, thankfully with this car, even though this is my daily, I don't have to drive it every day because most of the time I work from home. So I do save a little bit on gas from that standpoint. But just driving the car that is catless, I see a lot of time that you know, in the different groups and things of that nature, that people always ask about going catless, ask about, you know, certain things like check engine lights, how loud is it, is the gas smell really bad? I want to give y'all all of that, all of those answers on here, and let you know my experience with driving a catless car. Now, if you've been following the channel for quite some time, then you know that my Challenger that I had before was also catless. Now, the main difference between this car and my Challenger is the fact that my Challenger, I just went straight pipe. I just cut off the mufflers and resonators, and I went catless on that. Now this, I have a full catback on this particular car. Now on this car, my setup is I have an MBRP 3-inch race catback. So with that particular catback, it changes out the X pipe a little bit, and since it's a race version, it doesn't have mufflers or resonators on it, but the drone is pretty much not there. I'm pretty much driving, I'll put it in, like, if you're driving on the highway or something, you're gonna be around 2,000 RPMs, and you probably got some wind noise and stuff right now, but there's no drone, man. People have different tolerances with drone and things of that nature, but to me this is not bad when it comes to drone at all. So one of the first things I want to tell you about with going catless is always the biggest question, the engine light. How do you avoid getting a check engine light on this particular car? Typically the way most people do it with these particular cars, what you will do is get some O2 foulers for the O2 plugs, the O2 sensors in your cat's, why I should say. Now the thing is this, now which one should you get is always the biggest question. Now on my Challenger that I had, I bought these O2 foulers from Amazon, but unfortunately those O2 foulers are nowhere to be found anymore. They don't sell them anymore. They work really well. I never got a check engine light. Now I bought I bought the catless mid plates for this particular car. They already came with the O2 foulers, so I have no clue what brand they are. The only thing I can tell you as far as getting O2 foulers for these particular cars, you make sure you have to get the right ones. The ones that I found that work the best, they are about 2.5 inches long. pause, just in case you guys are the pause police is out there watching. But about 2.5 inches long for the O2 fowlers, right? And those ones seem, for me, actually work the best. Stop right here. I'm gonna give y'all a quick sound of the car, how it sounds catless here. Let's get a quick walk around idle sound here. And you can notice on my car, I do not have a check engine light on it. Kind of first time I did a POV on the car in a while, so. And I really like this exhaust with the catless setup. It really gives that muscle car sound, that deep rumble that I like with it. That 3-inch exhaust is gonna do it for you. And the seats right there, you see the beautiful red and black leather seats in the Scat Pack. Custom interior got me right on that. Car's looking clean and good right here. Quick walk around for you guys. And we're gonna continue this drive, man. Gonna continue this drive. Let's go and get back in. All right, back in the car. Now the next thing here, people always talk about, like, we're going catless. One of the downsides is, and people complain about, is the gas smell. How bad is the gas smell in these particular cars that are going catless? Now, my nose may be used to it, but it's hit or miss if you ask me. Sometimes I smell it, sometimes I don't. Right now I have all the windows down, I'm driving, and I know you can't smell it because you're on TV and whatnot. They have not invented smell-o-vision just yet. As of right now, I can't really smell it. Like I said, hit or miss. It really depends on how the wind's blowing and whatnot. If you ride with your windows up, you probably will not notice it at all or things like that. Like today I have the sunroof popped, I have the windows down because I want you guys to really hear the car and stuff like that. But I'm not really smelling the gas smell. Now if I'm driving and I stop, I might get a whiff of gas smell and things like that. Now, does that bother some people? Yes. Does it bother other people? No, it depends. Some people it bothers, some people it doesn't. But it really depends on your personal preference on that. If you really can't stand gas smell and don't want to smell it at all, I do suggest not going catless. Period. Don't do it. But if it does bother you, go for it. To me, I forgot to put all the way in manual mode. To me, it doesn't bother me. I like it. Now the next thing we're going catless, and this is kind of a byproduct of these 6.4 liter engines regardless. These cars do get some pretty good like burbles when you let off the accelerator here. You may not be able to pick it up on camera here or hear it, but they're definitely there. Because like I said, with these, with the 6.4, it does it pretty easily. And you might better hear it a little bit. I just got in third gear. I'm just giving a little tap of the gas and it's going crazy back there. Now, if you were behind the car, it'd be much, much louder. But of course, from this way, it's hard to hear it, but it's definitely there. You definitely got those cool little pops and burbles and things like that. It's not crazy, it's not exaggerated, it's not like annoying, anything like that. It's really subtle, and other people would notice it when you are coming by and things of that nature. Now I'm gonna say this and get this out of the way. Like, why would you want to make your exhaust so loud? Like, who are you trying to impress? I'm gonna be completely honest here with everybody. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I like the sound of this car. I did this for me. Now, will people like it? Yeah, of course, people are gonna like it. There's been plenty of times I'm sitting at the light, I got somebody next to me like, yeah, they love the sound of it, they want to hear the car. But I didn't do it to impress them. I did it because I enjoy the sound. I did this for me. Like, I did this for me. I did all this for me right there. I like hearing that sound. I want to hear the V8 go vroom vroom. You know, if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, I didn't do it for you. So let's get that straight. Look who we riding by. See that? See the Charger right there? My guy, Swole Too Loud. Y'all make sure y'all check out his YouTube channel. He at work right now driving a Dodge, but he out here selling Fords. So every time I go by a job, I do that.
Right on North Main Street.
Oh, let me chill. It's caught right there. We ain't gonna do that anymore. We're not gonna do that anymore. So we're not gonna hit the gas anymore there.
In 900
He definitely
feet.
heard me. And another question is, with your exhaust as loud as it is, do cops mess with you? And I hope I don't jinx myself on this, but cops really don't mess with me. In this area in general, they don't really stop cars for loud exhaust, because where I'm located, there's really not a noise ordinance on how loud your exhaust can be. There's plenty of cars with super loud exhaust, as well as trucks. So the least of cops' worries, at least in this area, is how loud your exhaust is. Now, of course, if you're driving, you know, a little aggressive, a little crazy, then that's gonna be another question. That's gonna be, are we good? Okay, you leaving me alone. We all good. But now if you're driving a little aggressive, a little crazy, now that's a different story. And you bringing attention to yourself, that's different. But for the most part, cops here are not going to stop you just because your exhaust is loud. With my Challenger, I was catless for a few years and never once got stopped because my exhaust is loud. My Charger, bright red and all that, extremely noticeable, and cops don't stop me because my exhaust is loud. He's too busy drinking Wendy's or something.
Turn right on Wilkinson Boulevard.
But another wide body. You got the cat, wide body K, looking at me like.
In 1.3 miles. Turn left on Lakewood Road.
But yeah, it's not a thing, man. Cops don't really mess with you because of the fact that your car is loud here. Now, tent and other things, that's a different story, but we don't get into that because that's a different type of video. But for here, no, they don't mess with you, at least in my area, about loud exhaust. Now, I do encourage anybody, if you are going to modify your exhaust and go to the point where you do want to go catless and things of that nature, look up on your local laws because every place is different. It's just in my location, that is not a thing. They don't really stop you ever for loud exhaust. Now for my next point with being catless and daily driving this car, how loud is it inside the car? I'm gonna go ahead and wind the windows up here because the biggest thing that people worry about. Now, I had
in half a mile. Turn left.
Yeah.
Then at the roundabout, continue straight.
I get it. Okay. I had to put my round in there, but people will say I don't want it to be too loud inside the car. This is me driving. I don't have my sunroof pop. That is wild. I don't have my sunroof. Okay, this is how I normally drive. Sunroof pop, windows up, things like that. And I'm not struggling to talk or anything. Now you may hear the hum of the exhaust in the background of the video, but most of the time you're not gonna have issues of talking or having a conversation inside the car. It's really calm, it's really quiet. These cars are insulated a lot. There's a lot of insulation in this car, and the exhaust is pointed out the back of the car, so that sound is not coming into the cabin as much. Of course, you're gonna notice it being louder, but it's not as loud inside the car as it is outside the car. Now, if you was outside the car behind me or something, you're gonna hear it a good bit, but inside the car, it doesn't sound bad at all whatsoever. All right, another question. We're talking about going catless. Where to get catless mid pipes from? I bought mine used. Actually, I bought both sets of my catless mid pipes used. When I got them for my Challenger, I bought them used. When I bought them for my Charger I got now, I bought them used. Reason being, they're much cheaper that way, and you save some money. Because to me, it's hard to justify spending so much money on catless mid pipes because they're really just a pipe with a flange on the end, and a lot of these companies are charging a lot for these catless mid pipes because of the fact that a lot of companies aren't buying them anymore. The brand that I got is I think it's AWE Power, but all the pipes are really the same. It's just a pipe with a flange on it to bolt on to your exhaust. So I mean, the brand to me doesn't matter. There's no difference in them at all. If you can find some for a good price, go for it. I mean, go use to save some money. It doesn't make sense to buy new catless mid pipes unless you have no choice. You guys been watching the video and probably wondering, gonna ask a question about the steering wheel. What kind of steering wheel is this? So this is a Hellcat OEM Hellcat Alcantara steering wheel that only comes on the Hellcats and the Demons. The Challenger 1320 also has the Alcantara wheel, but it doesn't have the flat bottom like this. The carbon fiber that I have on this wheel comes from Dyna Performance. It is real carbon fiber overlays. I actually cut it open to see that it is real carbon fiber there. And this stripe is something I custom did to the wheel. If you guys want to know how to add a custom stripe to your wheel, let me know, comment below. I can do a video on how to do that. Now here we are. We got a really small tunnel that this area is kind of weird to have this because it's only one way and I can't really see in there. So we're gonna go through this tunnel and hopefully no one's coming because I'm gonna make some noise in here 100%, but show you right.
1.5 miles.
That was
Turn
so
left
loud
on South New Hope Road.
I'm not gonna lie. because that tunnel was so like small, that echoed a lot. It made my ears ring a little bit, but it was worth it. I'll do it again, except for that truck that was sitting there. I don't know how he felt about it, but it don't matter. I did not do it for him. I did it for me. As I always say, I do it for me. I like the sound of this. And gotta love some back roads, man. Gotta love a little bit of back roads here. Try to get y'all some downshifts as well. Hope y'all can hear the burbles in it. Oh man, love that, man. Love that sound for sure. No, don't you come out here. Okay, I could probably take that turn a little bit faster, but those cars are on the other side, so we are. Another question while I'm going through these little curves and whatnot, you know, how loud is the cold start in the morning? How does that, you know, how much louder is it? I would say the exhaust when you go catless is a good maybe like 10 times louder. I'm just estimating, I'm not 100% sure, but it's about 10 times louder. It definitely in some cases where when it cranks up, it's hard, it gets loud, especially when it's cold. It gets extremely loud on cold start, but it does idle down when it warms up and it's not as bad. Oh, that sounds good, I love it. Here, it's going off everything. Now, another thing that some people typically ask about going catless, like, do you notice any change in the performance of the car when I went catless? And this is my honest opinion. I'm not saying it just to say it. I'm just saying this is my honest opinion of how the car felt after I went catless. Now, when I went catless in this car, I did feel like I got a little bit of throttle response into the car. I felt like it flowed a little bit better when it came to the exhaust, and it felt a little bit more free. I don't know if that was just my mind playing tricks on me or what, but it definitely felt like something opened up a little bit. Now, do you lose torque? Do you lose horsepower? Now, I don't have a dyno. I didn't dyno it before or after, so I can't say for a fact what happens, but here's my theory of what I think happens here. I think here's what I think happens. I don't think you lose horsepower. I don't think you lose torque. My thought is that you just move the power curve. So if you guys are familiar with any type of car, there's a power curve, and this power curve works kind of like this. As you go up in the RPMs, the power and torque that you have in the cars, they climb and get to a peak point in your RPM range, and then after that RPM range, it starts to fall off. Now, in this particular car, I feel like this car will perform better on the top end, meaning I move that power curve to the top end of that graph, and so as I get up in speed and things like that, it'll probably flow a little bit more freely and more quickly. I felt that in my Challenger. I went drag racing in my Challenger before that was catless, and when I got to kind of like I was on the quarter mile, when I got to the top end of the drag strip, I felt like my car pulled a lot better then. I didn't feel like I lost too much on the lower end of the RPM range, but definitely on the top end, I felt like it pulled better in my experience. Now, that may not be everyone's experience. I mean, I don't have a graph or a dyno sheet to prove that, but from just the seat dyno, it feels like it pulls better on the top end and the exhaust flows much freer. Did I increase the performance? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but honestly, I don't know. But it does feel like the car picks up a little bit better. And that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. I want to give you kind of a POV video. I haven't given y'all a POV in quite a long time, so I want to give y'all that here today and give y'all like as close of a first-hand experience of driving a catless car. Earlier in the video, I did it because I love the sound of the car. I didn't do it to impress anybody or anything of that nature. I did it because I like it myself. Most of the time, I will floor it wide open to the speed limit with no window surrounds because I like the sound of the car. So those are just kind of my experiences with it. Let me know your thoughts as well if you guys went catless or anything that I missed that maybe you have questions about, and I definitely will get back to you and help answer these questions here. So if you made it this far in the video, please do me a huge favor. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do a lot of car related things on this particular channel. As always, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next video. We are out. Cut it.